They call it the hour of the wolf. Stay with us if you dare. There's a time when the world is at its quietest, when shadows stretch long and sleep is just out of reach. It's the hour of restless souls, of whispered stories, of thoughts too much for the daylight. Welcome to Hour of the Wolf, where we dive into the stories that keep you awake. When hearts beat and the wolves prowl. The family, the community, the truths about being in a wolf pack. Stay with us if you dare. They call it the hour of the wolf.
We're back.
Ooh.
Sons of bitches, we are back. We are live on YouTube. We are live on Kick, and we are live on Facebook, everybody. Welcome in. Welcome in.
Good evening. Another Bearded Death sponsored episode.
Yeah, another Bearded, yeah. Shout out to Dan over there, Bearded Death.
We're on Kick, huh? Not the old social texting format Kick, right?
Kick is it's like Twitch.
It's like Twitch. So why didn't they come up? Who came first? Kick the texting one or Kick the Twitch one?
Kick. I guess I haven't heard of the other app, Kick.
No.
Yeah, so Kick is just a bunch of every streamer's going there now. Literally every
Unless that's the same.
So we got confirmation. The texting Kick came first.
There we go. Thank you, firefighter.
Yeah, he just announced Firefighter is doing a big tournament coming up here. So, and he's also a Kick content creator. So if anyone wants to go check out Firefighter MDO on Kick, and he's a couple other places too. He's primarily on Kick. Yeah, but opening weekend of hunting this weekend, so hopefully all our Wisconsin friends were safe
and plentiful.
And they treated every hunter as they were sober.
I saw jack and shit all weekend.
Well, I'm in God's country. I've seen deer all weekend.
I've seen more deer in my backyard, and I live in the city.
It's wild. Wyatt, my brother Wyatt, shot a really nice buck yesterday night, and he literally texted me, and as soon as he texted me, I shot that doe. Just how it goes. Yeah, we've seen deer all over. It's a good time.
And I haven't. Most of the people I've talked to, I haven't around here at least. I hunt up towards the Door County area, kind of on the peninsula. They're heading up that direction. I haven't heard I heard a lot of shooting, but I think it was all duck hunters on Saturday morning. So
that's gotta be big up that way, huh?
Mm-hmm.
It's big over here too, but it's more on the Mississippi side.
Okay. But Packer Victory Sunday.
We beat the shit out of the Minnesota Vikings.
That's always a satisfying win.
Oh my God, and that's how we did it today too. You might as well. I'm missing a call right now. Micah Parsons is the new governor of Minnesota, and his second man there is Devontae Wyatt, who had a hell of a game, by the way. Devontae Wyatt had a hell of a game.
He's turning into a stud too. So
yeah, but speaking of studs, speaking of legends, and speaking of just absolute great human beings, here come we have an awesome guest tonight, Gerald Meerschaert. UFC middleweight. It's hard to like fit everything in. He's also the UFC middleweight record holder for most submission victories. I had him on my Pierce Steel podcast many moons ago, and if I remember right, I forgot about the show that day before, and I got fucking tanked. I actually did the whole show in a pair of pit vipers. My fucking eyes are so good bloodshot. But yeah. So that being said, here is Gerald Meerschaert, everybody.
Hey, what's up?
What's up?
Welcome in.
The legend. I'll never forget that Pierce Steel episode I did with you, and I told you, I'm like, I totally forgot about this. I am fucking hungover as hell. I put those sunglasses on, and my eyes are so fucking red.
The pit vipers make sense now.
Yeah, I was fucking tanked. I was tanked.
Are you in state right now, Gerald? You're from Wisconsin. Are you in the state right now?
Yeah, I moved to Florida for about a year and a half, and then decided I'd rather, raise a family in Wisconsin. So we moved back in January.
Okay. Down by the Milwaukee area, Racine, or?
Yeah. So I'm originally from Racine. I've lived there, grew up there my whole life. We're like kind of between, well, still closer to Milwaukee. We're like in the Delafield area, so we're like kind of in between Madison and Milwaukee. And
so
then
you're getting a Buc-ee's pretty soon, aren't you? Pretty damn close to
Yeah. Well, I mean, what does they say, 2027, and I'm sure there's still a lot of hoops and ladders they got to jump through. But I'm glad it's far enough away though, because I've been to a Buc-ee's before, and it's an experience. It's something.
Quick Trip's got their work cut out for them here in Wisconsin.
Yeah. No, I will say, like, having lived on the East Coast a little bit, the debate is always like, I don't know if you guys ever heard of a Wawa before.
Yes. Yep.
Like, I heard, my buddy told me, he's like, oh yeah, you gotta go to Wawa, and I was like, you're making this up. That's not a real place. Like, that sounds like a fake name, and like the logo is a goose. It doesn't. I don't understand how any of this came together, but they're like, no, you gotta go to Wawa. They make the food for you, and the Wawa's good. There's nothing wrong with it, but I much prefer a Quick Trip because say what you will for the quality, everything's made already, and everyone's super friendly because it's Wisconsin. So
it's true.
It's true.
You're in, you're out, you get everything with a smile. You're not afraid that anyone's going to rob you, which at a Wawa is like a 50-50 shot depending on what neighborhood you're in. So
I feel bad for that guy who wants to rob Gerald Meerschaert at a
I'm usually a pretty nice guy, so I don't get too many problems.
Wow, Wawa is popular. There's a lot of guys that are over here.
I'm telling you, man.
I've never heard of it.
There's a Wawa. Wawa on the other big one on the East Coast, but mostly in the North is Sheetz. That's another huge gas station.
I've heard of Sheetz. I heard that on the Pat McAfee show, that Boston Connor on there.
Yeah, so it's like and like, people from there, they've never heard of a Quick Trip, or they think about the Quick Trip with the Q or like the Circle K or something. Like they aren't familiar with the actual Quick Trip as we know it.
Right.
The other one out in the mountains too is Come and Go. Those things are all over the place. Those things suck.
The Come and Goes have changed. They've rebranded, I believe. I think I heard that last year they were going to rebrand them. All the Come and Goes as something else.
I hope not. That was a great
Yeah,
sweatshirt to see you walking around once in a while.
Yeah, the first time I saw a Come and Go sign, I was like, "There's no way that's real." Like they actually spelled it that way too. Like that was.
Yep. Yeah.
That had to go through board meetings, and like people had to see this and be like, "No, this is totally fine."
Yeah. So I was in Buffalo, Wyoming, and I seen it, and I was like, "What the hell?" I had to stop, and then of course they had they had all their swag and shit there, and they didn't have anything a size fatty, so I couldn't get anything. But
you could have gotten a coffee mug or something.
Should have got a hat. I had some goddamn hats. So
you wear hats. You wear hats all the time.
Yeah.
So
I'm not
Gerald,
not bald either.
No, you're not. You're a handsome fella. Even if you were bald, you'd be handsome, though.
I think I'd pull off bald. I'm not gonna lie to you.
I think you could pull off bald.
Yeah, you could be an ornery bald bastard.
There's still time.
Ornery just comes with the territory with you.
Bald people are ornery. Dana White, he's ornery, right?
Honestly, I've met him personally like 2 times. Well, more than 2 times, but every time has been like walking down the hallway or during weigh-ins, which isn't, actually meeting somebody.
Yeah.
So I'm sure he'd be fine with me, but
Yeah.
he certainly has some strong opinions.
He does have some strong opinions.
I'll say that.
Love the guy for it too.
Yeah, no, that if you're gonna be in a business like that, you kind of have to not be afraid to crack some eggs to make some omelets.
Spike, are you saying 10 gifted if I go bald for the next episode?
Oh, I'm all aboard for this. I bet you we could raise a lot of money, Louis.
Consider I talked to Casey about this before, and I wanted to do it. She said, as long as I grow my hair back before Labor Day weekend for the wedding,
Right. You'll be fine.
Are you going bald, or are you just doing the clippers and just shaving it off so there's stubble there?
100 gifted, I'll shave the face too, Spike.
Face? No. Wait a minute. Hold on. Back up. 100 you're going to take for that? I think we get. I think we can get more for the face.
No, I'm not doing it. Not shaving the face. You won't do it.
Maybe at the event next year. We get somebody to bid on shaving. I'll shave if we can raise $5,000 for the charity.
Write it down. I got nothing going for you. See, you guys have something going for you. You guys are both handsome, strapping lads. all I got going for me is the shit I grow on my face to hide everything else. Yeah, that's it. So you just had a fight last week, Gerald.
Yes.
And then I did watch it. It was quick, and it did go in your favor.
Yeah, that's about the nicest way you could say that. Yeah.
Yeah. So I guess my question was on a fight aspect of that. How fast do you want to get back in the octagon after something like that?
Not definitely after that, not too fast. I would like to take some time. I fought 4 times in 12 months.
Yeah.
And
you've been a busy guy the last year for sure.
Yeah. So I had last November, I had a really tough fight against a guy who's like ranked in the top 5 or was ranked in the top 5. Eventually, not when I fought him. And then I fought another tough vet, Brad Tavares, to a decision. And then I lost by TKO after that. And that was a 4-month turnaround. And then I had an even quicker 3-month turnaround. And obviously I took, I got submitted, but really I got flash knocked down, and I kind of woke up in a submission, which is not a great place to be. Where it's like I got hit, and then you lose a second or two, and you wake up and someone's strangling you. It's like, oh, this is not an optimal outcome. So after that, especially, I'm for fighting purposes, I'm no spring chicken anymore. So I'd like to take a decent amount of time and let everything heal up, and I might even be considering moving up a weight class, just because I've made weight every time I fought. I've never missed weight before, and I've had 25 fights in the UFC, and I've never missed weight. So it's not like it's a huge problem, but I think it's just harder and harder as you get older. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like I got to get down to diet my way down, which, if you're disciplined about it, it's not the end of the world. But then when you cut out water weight, the last place it leaves is your brain. So usually I don't get like so deathly like dehydrated that's affected too much, but it's going to affect your performance and everything else. And the higher up you get in years, the harder it is to get some of that back after you've depleted yourself. You know what I mean? So if I had a 6 months, or if I fought every 6 months or once a year, maybe it'd be a little bit different, but I like to be active. The UFC likes it if you're active, especially if you're not like one of their superstars. And, just for my overall health and, everything else, the guys might be bigger, but if I'm going in there a little bit healthier and have more to offer, I think that'll be better. But that's something I got to get together with some people and talk about and see if that's even an option. And if not, then, I might just have to fight a little bit less the last couple years here, and then hang it up and start teaching.
So, obviously, like the cutting part's hard. You always hear the guys, water weight is can be a hard thing to cut. Period. And just you look at guys like Johnny Hendricks in the past who had a hard time cutting water weight, and all these guys, just names out there for reference.
I think Johnny Hendricks had a hard time dieting too. I don't think the water was necessarily the only thing. When you start owning restaurants, that becomes a little bit difficult. You know what I mean?
I know Rampage Jackson also had a hard time cutting water weight. That was something that he documented. He said a lot too. Water weight was like what made him go to heavyweight because he just couldn't do it anymore. You think with the water weight retention, now obviously the 15 pounds is a big deal. Would you bulk up too with that? Like, stature wise, you try to add muscle and.
Yeah, I mean, definitely a little bit. It's not like I'm going to have the ability to put on tons of muscle because we get tested all the time, and I actually live in the United States, so it's not like I could skirt that system even if I wanted to. And on top of that, we do so much cardio, and just training in general that it's going to be hard to put on like a ton of muscle. You know what I mean? Like certainly I would get bigger. And I'm sure I would add some amount of muscle, but it's not like I would get overly huge. Like I think a lot of people have this idea. Like, perfect example, you hear women all the time like, "Oh, I don't want to work out and get bulky," as if it's easy to just become jacked and shredded because you did a couple push-ups. You know what I'm saying? So like, I'm sure I would get bigger, but it wouldn't be, the cut to the higher weight class still wouldn't be nearly as hard for one, and two, like I'm already getting a little bit bigger, you know what I mean? Like your body gets denser, and you're not growing taller as you get older, you can only grow wider. And whether it's muscle or something else is kind of up to you and what you're doing. And I've even been walking around a lot heavier, you know what I mean? So, and even this last time I was like the heaviest I had ever been fight day, I was like 214 with all my clothes on, which is nuts because I weighed 185 pounds the morning before.
That's wild.
Wow.
Yeah.
Have you ever fought somebody that felt like they're like heavier than that even the next day?
Oh yeah. Yeah, for sure. Tavares is a real thick guy. He's Hawaiian, so he's fucking huge.
He's been around for a long time too.
I fought Eric Anders, who was he was a D1 football player for Alabama. That guy had tree trunks for legs. I don't know how he made 85, he's made 85 a few times even since then. I don't know how he does it because that guy's gigantic. I literally shot a takedown on him, and I just felt his legs and his hips, and I was like, nope, that's not going to happen. I ended up just boxing him because I was like, oh yeah, that's right. You were a linebacker in college. No, thank you.
So why fighting? What got you growing up? What turned you into wanting? What turned you on to doing this? Was it what were you following it on TV? Was it something?
Probably like most kids watch a lot of martial arts movies and the Ninja Turtles and stuff like that. And honestly, part of it too is the accessibility, because fighting in general and martial arts was always something that interested me. I did it a little bit as a kid, as I did some taekwondo, and I wanted to do tournaments, but my parents didn't let me do it for whatever reason. And then I got old enough. Boxing is, something I was interested in, but it's kind of hard to find a place that'll take you in. It's not like, even though there's USA Boxing and they have a regulated amateur scene in the States, it's not like a super regulated thing like football or soccer or something, for example. Yep. So you still got to go find a gym and a trainer. And boxing, especially in the States, in most places, not all places, but in most places, back then when I started too, especially in 2007 and earlier, it's still you go to the gym, you work out a little bit, it's probably in a rougher neighborhood, and they're generally only going to take an interest in kids that kind of show some sort of aptitude for it already. And unless you kind of know the right people and know where to go, it's not like they're heavily advertised. So a good example of the place that they had, and there's some places in Milwaukee, and it, you know, they're not hard to find, but it's not like if you're outside the circle of people that regularly attend these places, you don't know where they are. You know what I mean? And then even in Racine, the one place that I knew of that actually had boxers, so to speak, was the Racine Boxing Club that was connected to the cop shop downtown. And it's like you wouldn't know it was there. There's no advertising. There's no phone number. You just gotta know somebody. And then even later, when I met someone that was in there, I like kind of went there, and it's, you know, no one's super friendly, and they're not like going out of their way to like train you. They're just kind of like, you know, if they think you might be worth something, they'll work with you if you show up enough. But otherwise, there's no clear path. So MMA was a thing. Once I got on my own, I found a gym. They had, you know, about Yellow Pages or something, because I'm still old enough where that was a thing. And I just looked up where it was, and I went there and started training.
Okay. It's funny you put it that way, because I've lived in the same house here for 21, 22 years now. And about 10, 11 years ago, I live I live just off of a kind of a busy road, and I'll take that road to work. There's a warehouse district that's there. And at the front of it, I think there's a cleaning service at the storefront. But then one of the warehouses goes back, and driving down the road about 10 years ago or so, and there was a big group of people standing outside, like a large group of people standing outside one of the garage doors on the side of the building. And I thought, well, that's weird. So I noticed it again the very next weekend, and I'm like, I pulled in there to see what was going on, and didn't even realize that they had no front or sign or anything like that, but it's exactly what it was. It was an MMA gym inside of there, and they were holding, I don't know what kind of events they were holding in there, but it was definitely a training gym. You could tell it was, talking to one of the guys that was standing out there, and they had been going there for a couple of weeks. But you're right, it was something that they didn't advertise or anything like that, but the amount of people that were actually there just to witness, you know, some unsanctioned or whatever you want to call it event was pretty impressive.
Yeah. Well, what city was this in?
Green Bay. I'm just outside of Green Bay.
Oh, okay. So that was probably either the Dungeon or Combat House, depending on what name they were going by.
Okay.
If I had to guess. Was that more near like De Pere or something?
Nope, it would have been the other side, exact opposite side of town. It would have been on the north side of Green Bay.
Okay. Yeah, I think that's probably who that was then. Yeah, back then especially, there were very few gyms in Wisconsin, so chances are, like, and that's depending on when it was too. The first sanctioned MMA bouts in Wisconsin were in 2010.
Okay, this was a bit after that, but
yeah, that was in Green Bay even.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yeah, I was on that show. It was in Oneida.
Oh, at the casino?
Yeah, it was the very first one. So I'd fought since 2007, and I already had like a bunch of fights, but they just like legally, you know, passed where they had the athletic commission be part of it, and they had 5 title fights on this card. And each title fight is 5 5-minute rounds. So potentially could be a long time. Could be 30 seconds, but it could be 25 minutes. You know what I mean? So they said to me, I was I think the co-main event. I was the blue corner. So blue corner walks first, then the red corner. They staged me in the on the stage, like right before you walk out, when the fight before me started. And I was like, guys, the locker room is 10 yards away. You have commissioners in there. Like, you're going to know when the fight's over. They have to announce it. You can come grab me, put me on deck. No worries. Like, there's no lights on back here. There's cords lying everywhere. It's a cramped space. Like, what are we doing? And they were like, no, you got to stay right here. And I was like, you're a grown-ass man. Look me in the face and tell me this fucking makes sense. Like, I promise you're not this stupid at your day job. Like, I'm not going anywhere. My hands are wrapped. I have gloves on. Like, what the fuck do you think is going to happen? And they're like, no, you got to stand right here until that fight is done. And it went like 4 rounds. But I ended up winning somehow. But I was like, this is the dumbest. Like, it was like literally a caricature of an example of like why people hate small government.
Yeah. You've been fighting since 2007.
Yes.
I haven't even graduated high school yet. I graduated high school in 2010. Jesus Christ.
Thanks. That's great. That's awesome.
No, we have a really cool gym, Holman, Wisconsin, Ironworks. Eric Anderson runs that. It's a fantastic place. There's a lot of,
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I've heard of Ironworks.
He does the Three River Throwdown over here. He does a show in Onalaska, Wisconsin. He also does a show in the Crescent, Minnesota. And I think I can't remember the name of the gym in the Crescent off the top of my head. But yeah, they co-mingle, have a bunch of basically it's like a gym war. They have all their guys kind of going against each other. And they had a guy too go to Bellator on Ironworks. I can't remember his name though.
There was one guy back in the day. I never ended up fighting him, but what his nickname was like Corn Dog or something.
Yeah, that's exactly what I'm talking about.
Yeah, I was like, he was probably him because I know at one time he was like 5-0 or 9-0 or something like that before he kind of just, I don't know if he stopped fighting or what happened.
Yeah, he did stop fighting. He's he's a mason now. He does like outside houses. He does all the brickwork on houses. He does a great job. He does a really good job. He actually just did a bunch of work for my buddy's butcher shop outside of Cataract. Did a beautiful job over there.
Nice. Yeah, well that's the other thing too, man, is like honestly, because I could be wrong, but it seemed like he was in the trades before he started fighting.
Yeah.
And that's one of those things where like even, back then if you got like even when I got in the UFC, it's not like it pays a lot to begin with. So it's like if you already got a good steady job and if you're not making much, it's kind of like, you fight as much as you want to when it's fun, and then either you get your shot or you don't, but like at that point it's like, is it really worth, you know what I'm saying? Because he had up to a certain point, I don't know how his career ended, but up to a certain point he was like, the talk of the town for the Wisconsin area. Like he had a pretty good record. And it's like now, if he had that record now, he'd probably be a guy that would get like on Contender something or something like that. But they just didn't have that back then. So there wasn't that, you would have had to go to, was it RFA at the time or something like that, or Cage Fury to fight some guy. And those fights are honestly kind of tougher sometimes than the Contender Series fights to get your way in. So that's possible that,
Yeah, there's a kid too out of Madison that was on a Contender Series, Alton Cunningham.
Yeah, I know Alton.
Yeah, I watched him fight at the Three River Throwdown. God, that was 2015. He was a stud then too. He actually fought a good friend of mine. So.
We actually had two Wisconsin guys just win their Contender Series fights. So Wesley Schultz, I believe, is his second time on Contenders. He won his fight. Looked really good, and I think it was like a first round submission or something like that. He trains at Pura Vida in Milwaukee, and then Dante Johnson, he had like a first round knockout or TKO, and then he just won his first UFC fight actually not that long ago, and he just got in. So he's and he won Contenders at heavyweight, and then he fought as a middleweight and won both his fights. So that was pretty impressive. And he trains
like Joe Riggs.
He trains like in Fond du Lac. He trains down here at a place I go to sometimes in Waterford too, with a bunch of like a hodgepodge mix of guys from the area, but it mostly is like out of the Fond du Lac area, if I remember correctly.
So staying on the topic with gyms, Duke Rufus recently passed away. How well did you know? Did you know Duke pretty well? And
yeah,
it must have been hard for that whole community over there, the MMA community in Milwaukee area.
Yeah. So I first would have met Duke like 2008 or 9, something like that, or maybe a little bit after that. It was pretty early on. Maybe it was like 2010. But I would go there with one of my old coaches, and we kind of cross train there sometimes in the morning because obviously he had the best striking not just in Wisconsin, but like as far as teaching technique wise, probably anywhere, I'd stack him up against any other striking coach in the world as far as like knowledge and breaking stuff down like that. And then I moved to Rufus Sport full time in 2012, and I was there until, I was living in like the West Dallas, Milwaukee area. Oh, living in West Dallas for a while in Milwaukee, and then I moved out to Waukesha, but still going to Rufus Sport from 2012 to like, I don't know, 2021, 22, something like that. So pretty good chunk of time I was out there. And I was there for, I got to help a lot of guys like win titles. I got into the UFC at that gym. I was there like, as far as MMA is concerned in our heyday when it was, even at, we were in the UFC at the same time. It was like me, Sergio, Anthony, Tyron Woodley, Paul Felder, Alan Belcher, Ben Askren. He was in Bellator at the time still, Bellator. I was there. We had Eric Koch, like tons of guys that were either champs or highly ranked or just like big names in the sport. And it was just, a lot of really, really high level guys. One of my roommates, Mike Biggie Rose, was in the UFC. So we had like a legit gym full of killers from guys that were just basically, they were either from Wisconsin or just in the Midwest. There's a couple like Alan Belcher would drive up from
Louisiana.
Louisiana, and then Felder would come from Philly, and Tyron Missouri is still kind of the Midwest, depending on who you ask. But then everybody else was either Wisconsin or Iowa. So
Missouri is the Midwest. I'll fight anybody on that one.
I was saying it depends on what. Well, I don't disagree because he's from St. Louis, but it depends on what part of Missouri.
What part of Missouri? There you go.
Yeah, because people
Kansas,
say Illinois is the Midwest, and I'm like, have you been to Southern Illinois?
Yeah.
Like, not really the same place. Like it geographically is it? Yes, but you start going south.
Yep.
South of what is it, like I-90 and everything, it kind of becomes a different place real quickly. Like you start hearing accents and you're like, am I still in Illinois? Like what's going on?
Yeah, we got that. You get that in Indiana too. Like the northern part of Indiana, they talk like us, and you get down by Indianapolis, you start to get the twang. Then once you get towards that Kentucky border, it's just like
Ohio too. I got one of my brother-in-law's he says he's from Cincinnati, but he's like right from that area in Kentucky because he started talking and I'm like, you're from where? Like what? And I had a roommate from Ohio that had the same like southern accent, and I got family in Texas, so he's like, I'm from Ohio, and I'm like, no, you're not. Like, what are you talking about?
But when you look at it, you get that in Wisconsin too. I mean, you get it. You go up to the Phelps, Eagle River area, stuff like that, and then you get down to we'll call Travis's neck of the woods by Delavan and stuff like that. There's two different dialects, completely different dialects in the state of Wisconsin as well.
Then you get over by like Iron River, Hayward, those guys are still dragging their knuckles on the ground.
Yeah, well, that's like pretty much you get to north of Wausau, you're mostly like in Canada and Minnesota. It stops.
Yeah, the Highway 10 jokes. Yeah, the Highway 10.
Highway 10, yeah.
Yeah, I have a cabin up in Tomahawk, so like I love being up in the north there, but it's definitely not the same thing.
You and Jim Rome hobnob up there when you vacation together? He's got a place up there, doesn't he?
He's up in the Eagle River.
Oh, is he in Eagle River? Why did I think he was in Tomahawk for some reason?
Because you don't know your state map.
I do know my state map.
Unreal.
Oh, you wanted this is something crazy. I just found this out. So there's a little gym in Minocqua, and I think they still teach like 90s self-defense Gracie Jiu-Jitsu, which blows my mind that still even exists. But apparently they have, and I looked this up, so I gotta go there sometime when he's in town. They have Hoist Gracie come up like once every 3 or 4 months.
What's Gracie now?
He ain't young. Like, no. but like he comes up there to like hang out and teach at this random gym, and then I got one of my really good friends that I've known since I was literally a child. That he's also from Racine. But he's a sheriff up there in Oneida County, and he was like, "Oh yeah, I got a friend that works at the airport." Obviously, you can't tell him when he's there, but he's like, "Yeah, Chuck Liddell's up at the airport at Rhinelander all the time, like flying in up north just to hang out." And it'll be like, "I know why I'm up there, but like, who told you guys about this? Like, how did you? You're
Chuck
from
Liddell is a
California."
humongous Packer fan.
Oh, is he really?
Yeah, I went to a Packer game. Actually, it was a game that I met Darren at. He was advertised there. Iceman, dude.
It doesn't make any sense.
No, I'll send you a picture of my phone. He was on the 50-yard line talking to Aaron Rodgers after a game.
No, I believe you, but I'm just like, what? How do you like? That's such a weird thing to fall on because it's like, unless I'm missing something in my head, I'm like, neither of these guys have any connection to the Midwest whatsoever, and like the North Woods is awesome, but it's not something you would know about.
To be fair, though, we also have Lil Wayne as a fan too.
This is true.
As a Packer fan, yeah, but that's not the same thing as vacationing up in the woods.
That's cool up there, man. You get away
No, it
from
is.
people.
But like, if you don't,
nice.
if you ain't from here, like, you would never know. You would just assume that it's, untamed wilderness or something.
Yeah, except for maybe the general Eagle River area. That's like Door County 2.0. But other than that, yeah, it's all backwoods. And what did you say, Louis? Knuckle draggers? Is that?
They drag their knuckles, dude.
Okay.
I bear hunt in Iron River. Do you see some yet? The bear hunting crowd in Iron River. That's a tough crowd.
I just told you the story before about my daughter's grandparents who shot her finger off with a crossbow last week, and they are as up north as you can go.
Well, put up the sign. Only in Wisconsin.
Only in Wisconsin.
So obviously you're part of that Rufus Sport Camp, Gerald. Ben Askren, he's went through a bunch of health problems, and he's recovered 180. By the way, he looks good now, but I don't know exactly what he had. Yeah.
Okay, I will say that I don't know what. There's a photo going around of him, and it says before and after, and the after is him flexing. That's before everything happened. I don't know why people keep putting that photo up. That's been like, I want to say, anywhere from like 4 to 6 months before that all happened. And he's like wrestling with the kids and like all jacked up and stuff. Like, he looks better, but that is not an accurate. I don't know where that came from. Like, that would be like before, and then it happened, and then he's where he's at now. And he's still like, it's still way better.
Oh, I did see a picture. It wasn't that one, but he had a picture. Well, it's the videos he does. When he got to shoot from his dad. That's when I watched.
Yeah,
and,
no, he's way better.
Well, just his face. Just he has like I don't want to say life back in his face because that's not the right term. But you can tell like he's gained like people like lose weight like, oh yeah, your face is skinny.
Oh no,
I get that now because I've been hitting the gym myself, Gerald. Hard ass.
Yeah, no, it's for sure. It's a true thing though. Like, and I don't think he would take offense to that either. It's like we've cut weight enough. It's like what someone looks like when they're not doing well, because for however many times there's a 24-hour period where we can look at each other and be like, you're pretty sunken in right now. Like, this is sucking for you, isn't it? And then you get the weight back on you and everything's fine. And it's been it's been kind of a rough year for me and my friends in fighting. It'd be really cool. Obviously those guys are famous. So thank God Ben recovered the way he did, and Duke's definitely gone too soon, and that sucks. But I've got other friends too that are dealing with stuff and losing people and cancer scares within their family and crazy stuff like that. And it's as far as that goes, I'm very thankful that my family is healthy. So hopefully the next coming years we can slow that shit down and stuff can be normal for a while, because I tell you, there was a few months there where it was if I hear one more fucking thing about someone dying or coming close, this is some bullshit right now. Me losing is bad enough. I don't need people to be dropping off the face of the earth. This is fucked up. but
Yeah.
everything's on, turning up for the better so far.
So, take us through fight day, Gerald. Take us from your morning, both pre-fight and post-fight. I think last week when I watched the fight, you probably went on, can't remember exact time, but somewhere between 5:30 and 6:30 at night in the evening. So, what do you do leading up to fight day in the morning when you get up, and then your post game? How do you come down from that fight afterwards?
You don't really come down. You're just not going to sleep for a while. It's basically what
Okay.
it is. Like even the unfortunate result I had where I didn't really get to do much. It's still just getting yourself mentally and emotionally ready for that. Like you're just at an all-time like red line. So it's
Yeah.
just you're just not going to sleep that much. But that morning, yeah. So you try to sleep in as much as you can. Obviously, you got plenty of food and water the night before. Uh, I try to. The one thing the UFC does that is unique amongst most of the organizations is they have something called the UFC Performance Institute, or we just call it the PI. They have a lot of dietitians and nutritionists and people that work really closely with the fighters. Um, that they kind of like we get meals sent to us, but then during fight week they'll say, okay, what's your weight at the beginning of the week? What are you waking up at every day? And then they will adjust your meals or like your portions accordingly. They'll have a chef cook stuff for everybody. They'll kind of ask you what your preferences are, and it's not like anything crazy when you're cutting weight, obviously. But then when you um, get to refeed and rehydrate after weigh-ins, they'll ask, they'll give you your proper proportions for like fats, carbohydrates, and proteins. They'll give you a chart for like what you're getting in the meals and in the drinks they give you and what you need to get outside of that to get back to where you were to an optimal level. So I'll wake up, I'll go get the food that they have for me. I'll try to eat as much of that as I can without like, stuffing myself too much. Stay drinking the water. Um, One thing I will do that people probably don't expect, unless you're in some sort of like cycling sport or something like that, is I'll get like nothing sour because that kind of tears your mouth up, but some kind of like fruity gummy candy, and I'll like down a couple bags of those, like
Hmm.
the soft, not Skittles, but like the gummy Skittles or like any
Yeah.
gummy thing like the Welch's grape gummy things. So, and what that does is it replenishes your glycogen stores because basically in your muscles, like the energy is going to come from glucose, which is sugar. So you want a fast acting glucose to replenish your muscles, for quick twitch stuff. And like you would have got a lot of that from the carbs you've been eating too, but just because your body's probably still like burning a lot, just high metabolism and everything like that, you want to make sure you have an ample amount to draw on because when you get to the arena and you start warming up and stuff, I've been doing this for like 18 years now, and I've been in the UFC since 2016, and I still get like a fight or flight response. Like I'll literally, it's gotten better, but I'll literally like get dry mouth because my
Hmm.
body's trying to extract every last bit of moisture to my organs and my muscles to make sure that I can do what I need to do to protect myself. So you want to make sure you have plenty of energy to do all that stuff. And so I'll eat, try to relax, maybe walk around a little bit. I'll do some kind of shakeout in the morning, usually like early enough to where it's just hit some pads, sweat a little bit, kind of run through what we want to accomplish. Then just hang out and eat and drink as much as you can to be comfortable. Maybe take a nap if you want. My report time was 4:30, so 4:30 you get your team, you go down with your bags and all your, all I really need to bring is whatever I want to warm up with, and then pretty much just need my cup and my mouth guard, and they have all your stuff there. And then, since this was at MSG, they put us in a shuttle bus, and we get to go through the beautiful downtown New York traffic, which was an experience in and of itself. And yeah, then you get to the arena, you get escorted through by the we call them, they all wear blue shirts in the UFC, so you get escorted through by a blue shirt and they get to where you're going. Every state commission is different. So sometimes the state commission will test you when you get to the arena. Sometimes it's what is it, drug-free international sport as we work with now. New York, it's always the state. So a state commissioner comes, I tell them, like, hey, I'm ready to go. They take me to the doctor. They do even like a pre-fight physical, which is unique for New York. Like they just kind of look at you, like, do you want to fight? Follow my finger, do a push-up, make sure you're still good to go. And then you do a pee test. Obviously, they don't test it right there, but you pee in a cup, bottle it up, do your thing, and then pretty much go to the locker room and hang out until your cornerman. Some guys have their own coach wrap their hands. I had one of the UFC cut men do it. Hands wrapped, hang out for a bit because you get to the arena with I think I had 2 hours until I fought. So I probably hung out for like 30 minutes, and I got my hands wrapped, and I start slowly warming up, and then it's just pretty much like warm up, break a sweat, kind of cool down a little bit, and then ramp it up a couple times until you walk out, and then then someone comes to get you. It's showtime.
It's showtime.
What's Gerald Meerschaert walk out to?
Oh, I walked out to a lot of different stuff. So last time I was in New York, so I walked out to Cream by Wu-Tang.
Nice.
Thought it was a pretty good choice. Yeah, I walked out to Kickstart My Heart by Motley Crue a bunch of times too.
I was. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
No, that was pretty much it.
Oh, I saw because I was going along those same lines, and I was kind of looking to see what some of the stuff you walked to. I think one of them I saw Killing in the Name. I think you walked out to Rage Against the Machine at least once. Yep.
Yeah. So that Motley Crue I've done when I was younger. For a long time I did. What was it? It was that song "Get Back" by Ludacris, but it was a remix where it was him and Sum 41. So that was
yeah, yep.
Yeah, I did that for a while. I'm trying to, man, I can't remember. I walked out to, I think I walked out to Flow Rida when I fought in Miami.
It's a good choice.
Yeah, and one of the times I walked out to 99 Red Balloons when I was in Boston, I think. And then I can't remember the other stuff. I've had a lot of fights, so it's kind of hard to keep track.
So you've had a lot of fights. Do you look back at is there any fight that stands out to you as win or lose as kind of like as one of your most memorable fights, win or lose? Is there something that stands out to you and for whatever reason that just you always go back to it and say, huh?
I don't know. I don't know if I look at any of my fights like that. I guess my best answer to that would be like if you wanted I could point to a few fights, like if anyone's watching and wants to see them, like if you wanted what I came to be known for, or like classic performances for like me would be like when I fought Muradov. I fought a guy, Oscar Pajota. That was a good example of that. The Shabazian fight was a good example of that. So like I've kind of made a name for myself, and I've had fights where I've like dominated through the whole thing and looked good, but like I made a name for myself, like being able to get my ass kicked and then come from behind and choke people out more or less, and like take the fight over late. It's like I seem to operate more like a diesel engine. Like if I've been caught early before, but usually when I get going, then I kind of comes full circle there. I had another fight, Bruno Silva was another good one where I felt like I was kind of in control the whole time, but I ended up dropping him and finishing him. So there's another good one that was at an arena. So fights like that were definitely good. My UFC debut was probably one of my better UFC fights in general. I kind of showed a little bit of everything. But yeah, I'm still actively, hopefully still with the UFC and actively fighting for a couple more years. So I haven't really had time to think about it in those terms, but I'm sure that day's coming soon.
I've always liked your fights with Smiling Sam too. You guys thought about twice
Yeah.
for sure, right?
Yeah, twice. Yeah, those were in UFC fights, but yeah. So the one I was talking about before, the first sanctioned fight in Wisconsin, that was me and Sam.
Okay.
And that was definitely a close fight. I ended up getting him right at the end. And that was a cool one because what was it? I was coming up from 170 and he was coming down from 205. So that was like the big thing because we were both big names in Wisconsin. Who would you say your favorite opponent has been? My favorite opponent? I don't know. Whoever hit me the least, I guess. That's my favorite. I don't know.
What do you like when you're not fighting? What do you do? Like, just like for fun. Do you concert goer to Milwaukee? Go to the rave and hang out with the metalheads, or?
Honestly, I don't like going to live music that much in general. Like I don't know what I like. I love music. Don't know if you guys looked at my wiki page or not, but fun fact, I was going to be a music teacher before I started fighting. I had a small scholarship to the University of Parkside, and I was enrolled in classes and everything. And then I was like, I'm going to go hit some people. But I I just like it's almost that I appreciate music so much that I want to like actually be able to listen to it and not have like sweaty people shouting and jumping all over me. That being said, I have been to shows before and I've like worked a bunch of shows. So one of my best friends growing up, his dad owned it was called Gary's Music World, and they did a lot of events around Racine, like a lot of the the church festivals and different stuff like that, and like little the smaller metal bands that would come and play at high schools, they would set up stuff for, and so I'd like helped them a lot, like put up gear, take down gear. So like I've got to go to a lot of shows.
I think they're still open too, but it's a different name, right? They're an arcade now. Is that the same place?
As that's not X-Ray Arcade, is it? No, I don't think so.
No, it's the last place they had a storefront in Racine, it was like close to downtown, but he sold it. So I would assume that whoever has that now, it's either sold all the gear or they like, just turned the storefront into something else.
It's probably a damn Quick Trip now.
In that area, I don't think it is, but yeah, it's something else for sure. And Gary, his dad, he moved to, I think he's in California. He moved somewhere else, so it's definitely, it's definitely not there anymore. But yeah, anyway, I've been to a lot of concerts. It's I just don't seek them out too much. My favorite concert I ever was at by happenstance, I got to see B.B. King live under the St. Louis Arch. That was
and the St. Louis Arch too.
Yeah,
nice.
It was free, just out there, and like we just happened to be on like a family road trip. Or we were all on a family road trip. I was 16 and just got my license, so that meant my mom just made me drive everywhere. But we just happened to be in St. Louis, and like we were staying at a hotel by the Arch, and we were just walking around. And I've been into blues since I was pretty young.
That's Chuck Berry's hometown too, isn't it?
Yeah. No, so that was a really cool experience for me. But yeah, otherwise I've gone to Summerfest and stuff like that, but yeah, I don't know. I don't go to concerts too much. I pretty much I like being a homebody or going out and doing active things more or less. Like obviously we got the cabin. I like trying to catch fish. Stuff like that, exploring the woods. I definitely like going out on the trails. I just got a brand new Honda Talon. That thing's friggin' awesome.
Yep.
And we actually found there's where I forget where it's by, but there's like an actual somebody set up on part of the trail system like an actual UTV track, but it's like a motocross track. Like it's got jumps and bunny hills and stuff.
Is that up by the Tomahawk area?
I think it's closer to Little Rice. It's like right by some radio tower, and I don't know why or who put it there, but it's awesome. I saw it and I was like, I'm gonna have to get some like jack stands and spare tires and come back to this because it was like I was looking at it and I was like, I don't even want to try this right now because I know I'm gonna get myself in trouble.
Yeah, we just got a UTV this past year. That's been just cruising around is an addiction. Those things, man, it's just fun.
Oh yeah,
they've really taken over snowmobiles in Wisconsin.
Oh, it's great.
The last 10 years or so because we just don't get enough snow to make snowmobiling.
And they got the bed on them too. You know what I mean? We just packed down 2 deer on there last night. 2 big deer too. Like
oh yeah,
great.
So this winter, I've been following the weather a lot because I'm an old man now. But they keep saying it's supposed to be like, because like you were saying, the last couple winters we haven't, even up north. I mean, there was maybe 2 days where you could have rationalized going sledding, but like even all the trails were tore up. Like a couple of people were like, well, obviously they would have came up for that, so like I'm gonna go no matter what. But there wasn't really enough packed snow for trails for like the last 3 years. But we're supposed to get a lot this year. But yeah, the UTVs are definitely a big thing up there now. And like, man, I've seen some guys with the Can-Ams and the Polaris where they got like the actual windows on all sides and it's heated and everything. It's like you're basically paying the same amount for a car. Like those things are nuts.
Pretty much.
My buddy just got, I can't remember the year on it. I was like 2016, 17. It's like just bragging. It's fully loaded. You going? It's fully loaded. We're driving on his logging roads. I'm in the driftless over here, so we got hills all over hell. And we look up at one of his, it's like he's like an apple orchard that overlooks kind of one of his hunting areas. It's a goddamn coyote. I'm like, well, blow the fucking horn at it. Get it to stop, shoot it. Doesn't have a horn. I'm like, well, you're just bragging about how fucking fully loaded it was. Skippy just stares at me. He's like, come on, just shut up.
Yeah, we took ours. It was a long trip, but we got up into the Lac de Flambeau area in that national forest. And I didn't know this until we got back and said something. Apparently, they're reintroducing them to the area, but we saw a full-grown bull moose run right across in front of us on the trail.
That'd be wild.
That was so cool. Like that
was our one want. We went to Yellowstone a couple years ago. We wanted to see a moose.
Well, because they've introduced moose into the far northwestern part of the state. What was that, about 6 years ago?
Yeah, I think around 6 years ago.
6 years ago that they introduced them.
Yeah, so they're still there. Because I would have never known it or believed it, but yeah, that thing was.
That would be a sight.
At least a like just over juvenile adult male. Like it wasn't a big snaggletooth or nothing, but it was full grown. Like, I think its belly was like right where the top of the roof was. And he was far enough away, and he was just kind of making a beeline across the trail. Thank God, because I mean that thing's fast. But if he decided to come at us, I would have had to go the other way because moose are pretty big.
They're mean too.
Yeah. That's all I was like. Luckily, he was just concerned with what he was doing because we were cruising already, and I was like rushing to get the camera. I didn't even get a picture, but like it was me and my father-in-law. We just saw this thing just boop 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 trotting right in front of us through like it was like a little brush area on a fire road through that national forest there. It was just crazy. Like I've seen all kinds of deer. You could throw a stick and hit a deer up there and different stuff like that, but I would have never expected a moose.
Nope.
Now, according to the hunting reports I've been seeing and reading on Facebook, there's no deer in northern Wisconsin anymore. The wolves have taken them all.
Yeah.
Yeah,
that they can come look at my trail cam in Tomahawk and go to my in-laws in Harshaw and see how few deer there are there.
You hunt yourself, Gerald, or?
Unfortunately, since I was like legally old enough to do it, I've been fighting, and there's always fights. Like literally right by Thanksgiving, so I've never had the chance. I love shooting, and I like archery. I like shooting a recurve just for fun. So I don't think I'd ever shoot with a compound bow just because I understand the amount of time it would take to actually get good enough at that to like be good enough to hit a deer, and I'm just not going to do it with everything else. But I would definitely gun hunt. I just have to actually like go through the course and get a license when I'm not like constantly fighting people in my underwear.
I think you'd enjoy it because you like to be on the trails and be out there as it is. I think you'd really like it.
Yeah,
you come sit with me. I got fucking deer all over the place.
Sure.
I've seen more deer this year.
Sure, you've talked to Gerald for 50 minutes and you've invited him. I've known you for how many years now, and you have not invited me to hunt with you yet.
You want to come down to hunt?
I do want to come down and hunt. I do want to come down and hunt, as a matter of fact. Yeah,
I invited Anthony.
I told you I've seen jack and shit this year. So yes, if I can come over and hunt by you and see something in between there, I'd love to.
I'm proud of this doe I shot. Just to ramble on a bit, that was the biggest doe I've ever shot in my life. I'm proud of her. I should European mount a doe. I'd be proud of that one.
What's a European mount?
Just a skull.
Ass? Oh, that's the skull. I was going to say, is that the ass?
that's the French mount.
That's the French. Yeah. French. I like that. Yeah, no Texas heart shots here either. You guys know what that is, right? Texas heart shot.
What was that?
Shoot him right through the ass when it comes out the other side.
Oh, I've heard that before. I didn't know the name of it though.
That's the name of it. Yep. Yeah. So you got any big holiday plans coming up here, Gerald, for Thanksgiving, which is already next Thursday? It's upcoming Thursday.
Oh yeah. I'll be cooking a lot of food, man. Smoke a turkey. I'll probably make the mac and cheese from scratch, and then mashed potatoes, and then I like stovetop stuffing a lot, so I don't.
Is all your family and your in-laws' family all in the same area down there, or?
No, so my in-laws are up there in Harshaw, and then my folks are in East Troy, and then my dad's in East Troy, and then my mother is in the Milwaukee area, my mom's side, and my dad's side of the family lives in Texas, so they're kind of far away. A little bit of a drive.
Yep.
Yeah, we got commentary too from the peanut section. My dad says, "You're a prick. He can come with a pro." So as you can sit my dad.
Nice.
Oh, you got somebody agreeing with you on the stovetop though. We got another stovetop lover over there.
Oh yeah, my grandma has a great recipe for stuffing, and it's good, and it's really good. I just legitimately love stovetop stuffing. It's like certain things where it's like, I know it's not good for me, but sometimes there's certain like box meals and stuff that are just great.
You got to enjoy yourself once in a while, Gerald. You just gotta indulge.
Oh, trust me, all this, yeah. The week after my fight, I've been doing nothing but indulging. So I'll be getting back to eating somewhat clean after this.
Well, you could, if you got into hunting, you could justify a lot of venison too.
Yeah, no, that would be. That's another thing too, like just to actually use all the meat, because it wouldn't, I don't know what the standard practice is, but like there's a lot of meat on a deer, and if you actually use it all, like. A full-grown deer goes a long way.
I'd love to utilize a heart, but they never tend to sit there and I shoot at them. So
hit them in an area you got to track them. Then just hit them in a hindquarter or something.
Everybody gets into this track and stuff. If you put a good shot on them, they don't go anywhere.
Yeah, hey, I'll tell you, my cousin Casey down in Texas, she's a dead-eye shot, man. They were telling me she was walking around. Obviously, the deer are a little bit smaller there. So it's probably easier to do this, but they were walking down on a ranch somewhere and they were hunting deer, and she just headshot a deer and just dropped it. So she had the whole thing, just punched right through the skull.
My mom makes good stuffing, but not as good.
Your dad taking a shot though.
Yeah.
Not as good as grandma's.
Yeah.
Shots fired.
I was like, your mom must not have Facebook.
Oh, she does. I'm sure they're probably watching together too.
He's probably yelling it at Dad as we're sitting here.
Before we did a show one time, that was for our Mother Day show. We had both their moms on, and that's spotted cow.
Yeah, I'm from Wisconsin.
You're a good man. Here I am drinking water, and everybody else is drinking. He's drinking bourbon. You're drinking spotted cow.
Hey, I gave up sugar. Like I gave up all soda, Louis. I replaced it with bourbon instead. So there's no sugar in bourbon.
That's true.
Yeah, but if you ever for the Mother Day show, we got my mom on for sound check, and my dad just took over the whole pre-show thing, telling us the whole story about the guy. My mom burnt a taco shell, and she didn't hear the end of it for I don't know. She was out there here for like a half hour. Him just he goes, oh, we didn't need a timer. Smoke alarm got that.
She burned a taco shell?
My mom's a great cook. So before we get into this, I'm a big boy. She fed us well for a long time.
She sure fed you.
Yeah.
I'm just. Was she cooking a hard shell, or was it like a tortilla that like just got put on for too long?
I guess it was just a tortilla that was on for too long.
Okay, because the way you said that, I was like, if the shell's already hard, why are like, am I missing something? Like
Yeah.
maybe you know something I don't know. I've never heard of that before.
I wasn't there. I was 2 blocks away here, but yeah, yeah, a lot of he likes to pick on her. But yeah, didn't need a timer on that one. Poor Teresa.
All right, Joe. Well, we're getting to the tail end of our show here, and you've touched on it a little bit before here that you're closer to the end of your fighting career than you are to the beginning of your fighting career. When it's all said and done, and you hang it up, and you go and you start training or teaching or being a trainer, whatever it is, your next step. How do you want fans of Gerald or the UFC in general to remember you? What kind of a legacy do you want to do you hope to leave in those terms?
I'll give you the honest, real answer. I think I've said this once before, and I don't mean this in any negative way whatsoever, because I am beyond appreciative of any fans that I have. I have like a little, like, seems like a little cult following, and I never, like, it's always blows my mind that people even know who I am. Like, I know I fight on TV and whatever, and I've got some good fights, but like I never look at it as anything other than I'm just fighting because it's something I love to do. But as far as like what I hope people think, the biggest thing I've always wanted from that, other than like the pure enjoyment of fighting, is mostly the respect of my peers, and I feel like I've got that. I hope people remember me, for having grit and stuff like that. But honestly, I don't really. I don't really think about if people remember me. I don't know that I care if they remember anything at all. Like, I genuinely don't. I don't think it's important if I leave any legacy or people remember anything about me, as long as I have a positive impact on the people that are close to me. As long as I can use my experiences and everything that I've done to make, the people that are around me, their lives better, and have a positive influence on them and make them do better for themselves or help them in some way, then I'm happy. So if every single person forgot about that I ever fought, as long as my little circle benefited from this and their lives were better with me than without me, then I'm happy.
That's a good answer. I like that. I like that a lot.
And you'll also be remembered too as the most submissions in the UFC middleweight division.
For now, yeah. We'll see how the most middleweight finishes and submissions. So we'll see
and
how long those last.
And counting. You ain't done yet.
Records are meant to be broken, but for now, I got 2 of them.
Oh, you beat Anderson Silva's, right?
For finishes, yes.
Yep. Which is huge. Anderson could finish as many people as you.
Yeah. I would argue he might have had a little bit tougher competition, but yeah.
Doesn't matter.
Yeah, still, the number's still there.
Is he still boxing? As a side note, is he still boxing? Is he still...
He's actually boxing my good friend Tyron Woodley here coming up.
Oh, it'd be fun to watch.
Yeah, so he's
that name.
Tyron Woodley. Well, Tyron.
He was a UFC champion and had the welterweight division for years.
Yeah, 4 or 5-time UFC champ. He boxed Jake Paul twice. Wrestled at Mizzou. He's been in a few movies. He was in a really big Bollywood movie. That it was funny because it was during when he was still training at Rufus Sport, and it was like before one of his fights, and he took us to the theater to see it, and it was like a straight up Bollywood movie. Like, he was the only not Indian in that movie.
Yep.
And we went to like this movie theater in Milwaukee, Wisconsin. And he was like, it's like a 3 or 4 hour movie. So we showed up halfway through it. He's like, we'll just go at this time because like it's a really long movie. And we walked in there to our seats. And there was literally just Indian people. And I was like, I didn't know there were this many of you here. Like, where have you all been hiding this whole time? Like, it was a huge theater, and it was like we were the only people that weren't Indian, period. And I just looked because like the part of the scene too was like well lit up, so I just looked around and there was like, you know, 2 black guys and 2 white guys just kind of standing there like, and everyone looks and we're just like, hey, just kind of like, he's in it, like
He's in it.
him. Look, he's right there. Like we showed up like right before the scene he was in, but I didn't understand because he tried telling us like the main actor in that movie was like, you know, Elvis to them.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I don't know what, you know, what does Indian Elvis mean? And then I go to the theater and I was like, oh, you drew out movie theaters full of Indian people in Milwaukee, Wisconsin. Like that is insane. That is another level of fame. And so, but he was in that movie and he's been in several others. And I think what did you see? He's going to be in Roadhouse 2 also, I believe. So yeah, he's still out there killing it.
That's a big cast of fighters in Roadhouse 2 too. I just seen it recently.
Yeah,
I
it was
didn't
like
know they were making it too.
Yeah, well, why not? I mean,
Why not?
You know what I mean? There's no more good ideas. What do we,
no, there's not. Right.
He was in a TV show too with it was like like American Gladiators type show. Joe Thomas.
Oh yeah.
I can't remember the name. I can't remember the name of it.
With Joe Thomas from Madison?
Yeah. The Joe Thomas, Hall of Fame.
The Joe Thomas, yes. Hall of Famer Joe Thomas, offensive line stud, yes.
Owner of Hall of Fame beef too, by the way. Gerald, we're not sponsored by Joe at all, but I really want to buy some shit from Hall of Fame beef because it's right here in Wisconsin, over by his farm's over by Boscobel.
No, but we are sponsored by Bearded Death.
We are sponsored by Bearded
And
Death.
hey, just so you guys know, normally we will push the Hour of the Wolf to get you a percentage off, but Bearded Death is having a Black Friday sale right now through, I believe, November 30th. Use code Black Friday at checkout to get 30% off your order. 30%. There it is right there. 30% off your order. Use code Black Friday at checkout. Get yourself some good beard shit. Come on, Gerald. Are you using any beard? You using any product in that beard? That's a good looking beard you got there. Are you using any product in that beard?
This is just shampoo in the tears of my enemies. There's nothing else.
We'll get you. We'll get you hooked up, Gerald.
Yeah, we're gonna get you hooked. We're gonna get you hooked up. We're gonna get you.
Speaking of your branding stuff, how do you guys know the guy that made the intro? I almost forgot to touch on that.
So, the guy that made our intro is we volunteered and helped out at a paranormal conference last year at Broadhead Manor down in Broadhead, Wisconsin. And it's one of Wisconsin's most notoriously haunted locations. And the sponsor of that, he was putting on a rock show on the Friday night and the paranormal conference on the Saturday. The sponsor of that, we got involved with him and started talking to him. We did a live online telethon with him last year and got to know him pretty well. And he did the video for us. He did the song for us. Andrew Orton did. Yeah, you're correct. I'm sorry. Chris Hartle is the guy's name. He did the song for us. He did a song for the Paranormal Rockdown, remember?
Yep.
He did a song for the Rockdown, and we loved it so much. We said, you've got it. We're coming out with a podcast. We're going to start this podcast coming out. You need to create us a song too. And he immediately jumped on it. He gave us 3 options, I think, didn't he? He came out with 3 or 4 different options.
Who's mixing the songs?
AI.
Can we get? Does AI need a new computer? Are they running Windows 98 over there? What was with the mixing on that thing? Like, there's nothing wrong with the song. It was like, "Well, welcome to the Bearded Wolf Club. Are you?"
What did you get? Some weird sound out of there?
No, it sounds like it was mixed. It sounds like it was mixed on MS DOS. He needs a clearer program.
It's a.
We got to raise some money for this guy to get an actual recording thing, so he doesn't have to use AI from that. That didn't even. Well, the pictures looked like AI when they with YouTube. That was kind of strange and uncomfortable. But like the song,
very uncomfortable.
I looked really good in it. Just my defense, I looked good in that AI picture.
It's very uncomfortable.
They made you look like Clay Matthews somehow. I was like, what is going on right
So
He does a
my-
little bit. A
My,
little bit.
my fiance said it looked like Tormund from Game of Thrones and that.
Oh,
Oh,
Great
Nice. I
can see
compliment.
that too.
Great compliment, by the way. That was awesome.
but yeah, I got nothing wrong with the song, but we gotta do something about the mixing on that.
we
The
gotta
sound,
fix that.
it sounds like there's an old man speaking too close to the microphone, like with like
Damn it.
like an amateur metal show when someone's about to shout. and
Why
they
has
start talking
nobody
like
brought this to Hey chat,
Chat.
why has nobody brought this to our attention before?
Chat, you sons of bitches, chat.
You failed
Every
us.
time.
Every time.
Like an
Where's
inside
Ken?
joke.
Ken? You know what? The problem is Ken's not sitting here. We could yell at Ken because he
Fuck it.
listens to it
You know
more
what?
than anybody.
This is Don's fault, that short little sawed-off prick.
Yeah, fucking Michigan. God damn it, Michigan.
To be fair, it probably sounds great coming through the AM radios they're listening to from their wherever they are, but through a computer, I notice it more.
All right.
Yeah, they're fessing up too. Yeah, dropped the ball.
We just
Drop the ball again. Thanks.
Oh shit! All right, and then we also did extend you a judge spot too for our beard competition going for our charity.
Ooh, yes, we
Project
did.
365. That's coming up on June 6th, 26th. Yeah, Broadhead Manor.
it's coming up.
Coming quick.
Coming up in June.
Coming up quick. That's a couple sleeps away, man. Ain't too far away.
That's
Winter
not
in a
too
couple
far away.
months.
Yeah, when I wake up and it's not 30 degrees outside, then
Dude,
Then
I
I'll say
wake
it's
up, it's
coming up.
30 degrees outside. I'm pumped. I love it.
I seriously missed the seasons in Florida. That was one of the big things. I've only been here since January, and it feels like I've been in Wisconsin longer again than I was in Florida. And I was in Florida for a year and a half because it's just really hot and hot. Like you can't tell what time of the year it is because it's just hot as shit all the time. And sometimes it rains more. That's like it.
Yeah.
I will say this: people don't know cold until you fix a water main break 6 feet in the ground. It's negative 10 outside.
It's pretty cold.
It's cold.
All right. What do you think, Louis? Should we get the drawing underway? How are we doing for that?
Yeah, we chat. You're slacking like normal. We got 10 entries in the giveaway.
That's 10. 10's 10. Let's do it. We got 10 entries.
I'm slacking.
Let's run
too.
the.
I pull up my second screen. Share screen. Share screen. Giveaway tool. Share. Pop that up.
Spin it. Slade
Slade.
gets it. There we
Go,
go.
Slade. What a stud. Love
The
Slade.
the U.S. National Board President, Slade himself. Nice job, buddy. Congratulations.
I almost had a panic moment there. I thought my mouse died.
And he's still in here. Well, holy shit, he says. Send a message to Dan with your information, and we'll let him know you won, bud. Congratulations.
Yeah, well, just like that, guys. We're gonna wrap the show up. Gerald, it was amazing talking to you again.
Fellas, it's a pleasure.
It was a pleasure. It was a pleasure to meet you. Thank you very much for coming on and joining us tonight.
Yeah, no problem. Thanks for having me.
Yeah, and hopefully we see you. We'll stay in contact. Hopefully we see you in June for the. You can be a judge and grow that thing out. Be a judge.
I'll have to let it keep going. Yeah.
Let it keep going. Let it keep going. Just let it grow.
Yeah, let it grow.
Well, at a certain point, I feel like it might be a hindrance, but they
You know,
can't quite grab
might.
my idea.
we'll get you hooked up with some product, Gerald, and it won't be such a hindrance. It'll just be a
Well-
beautiful wave. Unlike
Louis-
my message going on.
Louis gonna hook you up. We'll get your address. We'll get you some product so you can take care of it, and you'll be happy. You'll be
My
happy.
wife will appreciate that. She complains if I let it get too crunchy.
There you
All
go.
right, we'll
See?
get that. We'll get that
Yep,
fixed.
we'll get that taken care of.
Fair enough.
Well, thank you very much for joining us, bud. It was a pleasure to meet you. It was a pleasure to talk to you tonight, and had a lot of fun with it. A lot of fun.
Yeah, thanks a lot, guys. Appreciate you.
And
That'll take us to the end of the show. We are back in, is it 2 weeks or is it 3 weeks? December 7th?
for the contest, we got
For the contest, December 7th, we are having our 2-year Renegade Beard Club anniversary episode. We will have, who do we have on there? We have Bobo, our U.S. National Board Lieutenant. We have Smog, our U.S. or our International Board Lieutenant. And then we have Club President and Founder Beans joining us. So we will be having our 2-year anniversary episode. We'll be revealing the winners of the Winter Whisker Wars as well and giving out some prizes. It's a 2-year anniversary episode. Not 2 years of the show, 2 years of the club, which is on December 3rd. First, second, third. It's the first, second, or third is the anniversary of the club. I think it's the 3rd.
Yeah, and then the 7th is the show.
And the 7th is the show, correct. So,
and I believe after that we got the coffee chicks.
I believe we have the coffee girls. Yes, I believe we do. Who will be joining us at the Broadhead Beard Brawl. So,
not official yet.
Not official
yet. We're still going to get them on. Yet. We're still going to get them on.
We will convince them that night. We have an interesting guest coming up after that. I think that'll probably be after the new year then, won't it?
Yes.
So December 7th, come on back. December 7th, we have our 2-year anniversary show. So,
yeah.
All right, guys. Thanks for joining us tonight. It was a good show. Gerald's a good shit. We had fun with him.
Wisconsin legend.
Wisconsin legend. We need Joe Thomas on the show now. Let's get Joe Thomas.
I'll work on it. You want me to?
Yeah, definitely do.
All right. I'll give it a shot.
Or Mark Tauser.
You know what?
Yeah.
Hold on.
Oh.
We got to get one of these guys on now. We're riding a hot streak. Badger football, dude. Unreal this weekend.
They beat Illinois, dude. Come on.
The piss out of Illinois, too. Right? 21 in the nation, Illinois.
Yes, I know. Still.
And then we beat 24 in the nation of Washington. We are the best losing team in college football right now.
I just took a drink. You shouldn't have done that.
Hey, argue it. Look at our wins. Look at our wins compared to look at our losses. All righty.
All right.
Just like that, chat. We are off like a prom dress, and
see you guys in. Is that 2 weeks or is that 3 weeks? Next weekend is Thanksgiving. It's 3 weeks actually. Then wouldn't it be? Because next weekend is Thanksgiving. It would be 2 weeks. That's 2 weeks from tonight. That's 2 weeks from tonight. We will see you guys on the Renegade 2-year anniversary. Take care, everybody. Thank you for joining us.
Stay wild.